So today we have a very interesting problem, and in this problem we have a data set, and this data set is nothing but billing data of a shop. So that means if you look into this first data, we have this order date and we have the order amount and we also have customer name. That means on this date, this customer John Smith has ordered something and he paid this much amount. So this is the structure of our input table, and from this input table we want to create this output table. If you can see these first three rows, the order date in this is 1st of January 2025. So if you can see, these are the new customers because they shopped for the first time. So that is why new customer for 1st January 2025 is 3, whereas there are 0 repeat customer. Again, let's look into the next 3 records. So this record is for 2nd of January 2025. In these 3 records, JaneDoe, which is this order ID 5, is a customer who already visited on 1st January 2025. You can see this second row. So that is why we can say that this JaneDoe is a repeat customer. So that is why in repeat customer for 2nd January 2025, we are getting 1. Whereas these two customers are new. They have visited first time for this shop. So that is why new customer count is 2. So now let's look into these last 3 records. So in these 3 records, this first row, John Smith has already visited this shop on 1st January 2025, which is this first row. And if you can see the 8th order ID, which is AliceBrown. AliceBrown has also visited the shop on 2nd January 2025. So that is why these two customers are old customer, whereas this Laila Dyne is a new customer. She is visiting the shop for the first time. So that is why in new customer we have 1 value, whereas the repeat customer are 2. So we have to create this output table from this input table. So first let's look into our approach on how we can solve this problem. So we have copied the initial table again here, and to understand this problem, let's consider the first 3 records. So because these first 3 records are new customers, so we are creating some sort of value and we are saying that if the customer is new, give them value as 1. So that is why for this 3 customer we have 1. And if we again look into next 3 records, because JaneDoe has already visited once on 1st January, so for this 2nd January, we cannot consider him as a new customer. So that is why we are giving this value as 2, whereas these two customer AliceBrown and Bob Johnson are new customers, so we are giving them value as 1. So we can conclude that when the value is 1, we can consider the customer as new customer, but when the value is not equal to 1, we are considering that customer as an old customer. If we look again into these last 3 records, so John Smith and AliceBrown has already visited shop, so we are giving them value as 2, whereas Laila Dyne is visiting for the first time, so that is why we are giving her value as 1 because she is a new customer. And at the end, what we will do is, for this 1st January 2025, we will count the number of 1 and we can say this count as new customer. So that is why in this case, if we count this number of 1, which is 3, so we have 3 new customer whereas 0 repeat customer. For this 2nd January 2025, we have 2 1. So that is why new customer count are 2, whereas there is one value which is not equal to 1. So that is why we have one repeat customer. Again, if we look into these last 3 records, we have one only coming one time, so that is why new customer count is 1, whereas there are 2 places where value is not equal to 1 for this John Smith and AliceBrown, so we can consider them as an old customer. So that is why repeat count is 2. So this is our problem. Now let's jump into our SQL editor and let's see how we can solve this problem in our actual environment. So we have order details dataset, and from this order details dataset, we want to find out new customer count and old customer count by order date. To solve this, first we need some sort of variable to identify whether a customer is old or new. So let's see how we can do this. So we can do this with select star comma dense rank over partition by customer, order by order date as VAL, from order details, order by order date. So let's run this first. So you can see now we have this VAL variable. Now let's try to understand how we are getting values in VAL variable. So first we are using partition by customer. That means this entire table will get partitioned by customer names. So to understand this, let's pick these two customer. If we partition this table by customer name, we will also get these two rows because these two rows are belongs to John Smith. After that we are doing order by order date. That means 1st January 2025 row will come first and then we will get 3rd January 2025 because this is order by order date in ascending order. After that, using this dense rank function, we are assigning some ranks. That means when we have first occurrence, assign them rank as 1. When we have next occurrence, assign them rank as 2 and so on. So this is how we are assigning these values. So if we closely look into this table, we can say that when we have the first occurrence of any customer, we can say that that customer is new customer, right? And we have any other occurrence, means other than 1, maybe second occurrence, third occurrence, fourth occurrence, then we can say that the customer is old customer, right? Now we need new customer and old customer details by order date, and we can do this with select order date comma case when VL equal to 1, then 1, else 0, and as new customer. So we are saying that when VL is equal to 1, we are saying that it is a new customer. So similarly, we can create one more column for old customer, and we can say that when VL is not equal to 1, it is an old customer, and we need from this table, and we can take this in subquery and no need to order by now as A. So let's run this. Let's take VL also in this query to understand these two. Now let's look into the conditions. We are saying that when VL is equal to 1, give new customer value as 1, and when VL is not equal to 1, give this new customer value as 0. And we are just doing inverse in this old customer. That means when VL is equal to 1, give 0, and when VL not is equal to 1, give value 1. So now if we look into this new customer column, we can say that when this new customer value is 1, it is a new customer. Similarly, when the value in old customer column is 1, it is an old customer. So now let's see how we can count the new customer and old customer by order date. So to do this, what we are doing is we are summing up all this 1, and also we are summing up all this 1, and no need of this VL now. And also we are doing group by because we need these details by order date. So we are using order date in group by. So now let's run this again. So you can see now we have the final output, and in this we have new customer details and old customer details by order date. So this is how you can solve this problem. So going forward, I will be posting more questions related to SQL. So please like my video, subscribe my channel. If you need any help in any topic, please comment that on my video. I will try to make that video on that topic. And going forward, and thank you for watching this video.